In this video, we are going to learn about anagram checker using Python. So what is an anagram? Anagram is a word or a phrase formed by rearranging the letters of another. Let's take an example. Let's say listen and silent. You can see the silent is formed by rearranging the words or characters of the first word. So S, I, L, E and then N and then T. So now I am forming a new word using the characters of the previous word. This is called an anagram. Let's take an example of dormitory. So dormitory and dirty room. So from dormitory I can form another word called dirty room. So the game here is you should not consider the spaces or any non-alphanumeric characters. It should not be an alphabet. It should not be it can be alphabet, it can be numeric, but non-alphanumeric means space, at the rate and all those things you can ignore. For example, dormitory, you can see there is a space here, so you can ignore that. So these are called anagrams. Now using Python, how can you check if the two words are anagram or they are not an anagram? Let's see how to do it using Python in the VS Code. I'm back to my VS Code. First of all, let's define a class. So I'm going to say define R underscore anagrams. And in this, I'm going to pass two strings, string 1, comma string 2 to check whether they are anagrams or not. Now, the very first thing, as I said, if you take an example of dormitory and dirty room, first of all, let me convert all these character of these two words into lowercase and then ignore any non-alphanumeric characters like a space. So for that, let's write a code. I'm going to say cleaned underscore string 1 is equals to, and here I'm going to, last time we have learned this code, right? I'm going to use non-space, without a space, and I'm going to say join, and then I'm going to say c dot lower, and then I'm going to say for c in string 1 if c dot is alphanumeric. So that means what? So here what this code is doing, it is going to, first of all, look at this one. This part is important. So it is going to loop through all the characters in the string 1. For example, take the example of silent or take the example of dormitory or dirty room, anything you take. Okay. So it is going to loop through each character. Okay. It will going to loop through and then it will check whether it is alphanumeric. It should be an alphabet or character, space and all these things it is not going to consider. If it is a alphanumeric, it is an alphabet or a numeric, then it is going to pass the value of C to make it lower. So let's see what is the output of this. Okay, it's important to see the output. So for example, if I return cleaned string 1, okay, and here let's print, and I'm going to pass to this particular class, and I'm going to pass two strings. For example, I'm going to pass silent, comma, and I'm going to pass listen. Okay, so I'm passing this two. Let's see what is the output it returns for the string 1, which is silent. So if I'm going to run this, so what you got? It has converted the entire thing into lowercase silent through this particular code. Okay, it has converted and you got it. Now for example, if I send the other one, for example, let me send dormitory, let me send dirty room. Okay, dirty space room, and here I'm going to send dormitory, dormitory. So here for the string 1, if you see, when this code runs, what happens is it is going to convert everything. It will not consider the space. If I run this, you see what is the output came? Dirty room without the space considered, and the entire word has been converted to what? A lowercase. So you must now understand how this code works. Okay, the same thing I'm going to copy paste. Only thing I will do is I will make it to string 2, and here I'm going to make it to string 2. So both the strings now are converted into lowercase. Getting it? For example, if I make it to string 2, see how the output is coming. So dormitory. So dormitory is also converted into lowercase. Everything is now converted into lowercase. Now once it is converted to lowercase, what I will do is I will try to short them. So short means how it works. First of all, let me show you. For example, if I'm going to write shorted, and then I'm going to provide the cleaned string 1, for example. Okay. Now if I pass a shorted, what happens? First of all, you need to understand the output. Okay, how it works. If I run the code, what happens? Cleaned string 1. Okay, shorted. Okay, so let me return it here instead of this one. Let me return it here like this. So we can see the output. Let me clear this, run the code again. So what is happening? The dirty room that we have passed, first of all, it has made it to lowercase, everything without ignoring the spaces, if any, and then each of the characters in the order. Shorted means your A, B, C, D, then E, F, G, H, I. So like that is shortings. If you see the output, first D came, I came, M came, O, R, like that it is going to short it all the characters. Similar way, if I am going to apply the shorting to the second string and run the code, you can see both the outputs are the same. Do you see? D, I, M, O, R, because the characters inside them are the same. So this is the technique you have to use. So when you short them, what happens? So all I am going to say, short the clean string 1 is equals to the shorted of cleaned string 2. So that means when both of these sorting values or the characters inside them are equals, that means that is an anagram. So let's take an example of dirty room. So dirty room is getting shorted. So you got D, then you got all this output, right? You just saw. And similarly, it is also going to short the string to dormitory, and it is also going to have the similar characters. Now it is going to say if they are all the same, that means it's an anagram. So this return is going to return a value equals to true. The output of this is true because it is a Boolean output. You are checking equals to means whether it's true or false. So it's going to return that value. And for example, let's run it. You will see what happened. The output is true. So all the characters, if you see the first one, dirty room has got D, I, M, O, R, R, T, Y. Similar way, dormitory also has D, I, M, O, R, R, T, Y. Because both of them are equal, the output that is getting printed is true. So this, in this function, it is returning the value true. Getting it? Similar way, let's test it for the other one. Let's say silent, and I'm going to say listen. And I'm going to run the code. Now if I run the code, if you see the output is coming true here. So this is also anagram. For example, if I enter Python, and here I'm going to say Java. Is it anagram? No. Java is not anagram. So if I run this, now it is saying false. You getting it? So at the end, now you have created a code to check if both the strings are anagram or not. Please do comment and let me know if you are able to understand the code pretty well or not, or if you have doubts, let me know in the comment sections. Thank you for watching. Let's move on to our next exercise.